All right, seriously, can we talk about this? What is wrong with these two? This must be like a thing now. They're like rubbing off on each other. And it's not just, well, you know, the thing.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men and women are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, etc. Fight for the proposition that we hold these truths to be self-evident. Sounds corny. Not a joke. Think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing.
A promise we made in the Declaration of Independence, that we are each endowed with the right to liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
I mean, what is with these two? They just can't get it right. Hey everybody, Damon Roberts here. Welcome on into another video. And I want to remind you that this video, of course, is brought to you by Mike Lindell. MyPillow, mypillow.com/LFS6B. Visit there for all the best deals and use our promo code LFS6B at checkout for 10 to 60% off. Yeah, I don't know. This is like a thing between these two now. Well, I think it's actually something else that we'll get to here in a second. You know, Thomas Jefferson's Declaration of Independence is one, of course, of the towering documents in humankind's development, Judeo-Christian values. They have a foundational role in America, beginning with the Declaration of Independence. So why is it that these two can't seem to get it right? Now, well, in Joe Biden's case, clearly you could chalk it up to, well, the elevator doesn't quite get to the top floor anymore, I would think. But in the most recent case of the vice president, I would say it's a little more devious of a situation. It would certainly seem that the facts and the actual text, well, it quite doesn't fit the narrative.
A promise we made in the Declaration of Independence, that we are each endowed with the right to liberty and the pursuit of happiness.
Kamala Harris omitted one key concept, allowing her to obscure the document's profound and expansive view of human rights. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. See, since the pursuit of happiness is tied to human love and to creative work and play, the principles of American Judeo-Christian value can rightly be summarized as the honoring of God-given life, liberty, and creativity. This seed of American social justice was then fleshed out in the U.S. Constitution through reason and common sense, unencumbered by the dysfunctional religious and secular traditions and laws of old Europe. That's right, our founding fathers separated church from state, but they wisely did not separate God from state. They acknowledged God as the source of our rights, and in fact, they were careful to place biblical morality directly into our founding documents and laws and into our values and culture, precisely to help prevent a future of totalitarian or tyrannical rule in America. God, or a creator, is greater than any earthly ruler, whether it be a king or a parliament. Thus, no government can deprive people of the rights flowing from the divine. And the first among those rights is the right to life. Without life, there are no other rights. There are no other need for any rights. If you don't have life, what do you have? It is the preeminent right on which all others are based. The combination of keeping Judeo-Christian religious morality in the state as opposed to the church itself, and additionally setting up our laws based on reason and common sense, has contributed to the American character and to what we know as American exceptionalism. See, now Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, and the Democratic Party see the Constitution as, well, 99% of the time, something that stands in their way. See, it stands in their way of the ever-growing Leviathan, top-down, iron-fisted expansion of government that they base their entire existence around. In the same way, in Democrats' America, rights do not flow from a creator. Of course, where do they flow? Well, they flow from an ever-expansing government. Our founding fathers were religious in a new way, the Judeo-Christian way, and they were the liberals of their day by deducing that our political and human rights come from a power higher than human government. but they were conservative to biblical morality. There was and still is a connection between God and liberty. He is the author of it. It is ironic that American conservatives are now the champion of this, our most liberal founding principle. It is also an irony that liberals have turned a blind eye to the required connection between God and liberty. As Thomas Jefferson and John Adams noted, liberty cannot survive among men without its divine connection. Thomas Jefferson and the great majority of our founding fathers explicitly put God into the national life of the United States by putting the Creator into the Declaration of Independence. It is important that American liberty has something to do with God. It was, in fact, the wisdom of our founding fathers to stand in opposition to tyranny and injustice by acknowledging the source of our rights, those rights originating from God rather than a Politburo or a courthouse or some kind of legislature. Human life is the first gift of God, and it is of infinite value since man is made in the image of God. Judeo-Christian values have led to a culture of life in America, not a culture of death. Americans with Judeo-Christian values will defend innocent God-given life. And that, my friends, is why Kamala Harris purposely left it out. All right, that's going to do it for this one, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another video. I want to remind you it's brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow, mypillow.com. MyPillow.com/LFS6B, and of course, use our code LFS6B at checkout for 10 to 60% off. I want to thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.